So Bitcoin was very close to the previous all-time high, but it did not reach it yet. But your coins are not going up. And this is a situation, to be honest, that is in between all the crypto market out there, majority of it. Because yesterday when BTC was surging up to new all-time highs, crypto Twitter was just silent. The reason for that is because no one has a lot of Bitcoin at this stage, and alts and meme coins, they were not moving much. Today I'm talking exactly on this fact. When are we actually going to see meme coin pumps similar to the ones that we had to March and April? If we'll actually see them, and when altcoins will eventually start to move. I will reiterate on some very important points from yesterday's video, and today we will talk about the fact, should you be selling your alts into Bitcoin currently? Should you be selling your memes for altcoins? What should you be doing currently in connection to the current situation on the marketplace? Without further ado, let's start. Here's the chart of BTC. We almost surged up to the previous all-time high yesterday. We were, according to the trading view, 73.600 according to Binance, I think. On some of the exchanges we already reached new BTC all-time high. But I believe that officially we did not do it yet. So it's not official at this stage, right? Because I think we're like $100 short. This is the tweet that I was sharing on 3rd of October. The first person in the world who actually predicted BTC all-time high, new Bitcoin all-time high this month in October. And on this channel, I was sharing with you multiple times that we will be seeing new BTC all-time high in October. We are yet couple $100 short, right? But did you think we would actually be reaching all-time high for BTC in October? I think not. And you were privileged to hear this information on this channel. You were privileged to hear and know this information at the start of this month. You were privileged to trade and invest around this information as well. This is crazy. No one told you that. This is just crazy. So we kind of reached previous all-time high and we touched it. I would say I would put a little bit larger time frame, right? So you can see that we almost touched it, right? And we get rejected 100%. And from my point of view, I'm actually expecting like a retest of this thing. From my point of view, I'm essentially expecting us to form a reversal from here, go back into this like small range that we essentially formed, confirm the reversal right here, and retest and try. And honestly, I'm even thinking of reaching new all-time high today. We'll see. If not today, then probably tomorrow. But probably BTC all-time high, yeah, it's nice, it's great, but probably it's not something that essentially interests you at this stage, because a lot of projects out there like altcoins, they are on the edge of the breakout, but they're way below the all-time highs since the numbers of March, right? And a lot of memes out there at the same time, like, yeah, they may be pumped from bottom, like 2, 3, 4x's on some of them, but there is a very small amount of memes that are at all-time highs at this stage. Obviously, with Memecoin situation a little bit better, especially Solana-wise. On Solana, like the party is close to be over in terms of all the memes not having upside at this stage, which means that they exhausted the upside just because of the fact that people already essentially bought into them and you do not have an option to buy them at the lows as you had the option to do that before, right? Something I'm showing you here is the chart of altcoin stacks, which is layer 2 on BTC. Technically there cannot be any L2s on Bitcoin currently, but anyway. And we do have on the bottom the chart of total 3. So on the bottom I have the chart of all the altcoins except Ethereum. On the top I have the chart of STX, of stacks. You can see how similar these charts actually are. Like they're just repeating the same pattern and they're printing the same chart pattern that I'm talking to you about like already about a month, that we've seen on a range of Solana meme coins that broke up already, that are already at the crazy numbers in comparison to this thing. And yesterday, I would want to reiterate on something I shared yesterday, a very important piece of information as well. I draw for you this chart pattern that most of the altcoins and most of the meme coins are repeating currently. And I told you that median average for meme coins currently is somewhere here. There are some things that are lagging that I do think will have the largest upside over the time, right? But there are some things that are here in terms of meme coins. These are memes, these are alts. However, altcoins, they're somewhere around here. So you would have to wait before the breakout on the alts However, the upside is way larger because with alts, you're essentially capable of buying into them around this level for meme coins, right? At the same time, meme coins are mostly out, like they're doing better than altcoins on this marketplace, so they're essentially showing a large amount of access and multiplies right there. But this thing, just look at this. This is just crazy. And in just one of the alts out there, which is Stacks, right? And we do have total 3 chart on the bottom, which is the chart of our altcoins. Like similarities, they're just crazy. If I would just put it at the same thing, yeah. So we can definitely see the timing wise, Stacks was kind of front running total 3, or even not, even a bit delayed. Like total 3 is front running and Stacks is a bit delayed. The reason I'm showing you Stacks is because I was talking and sharing with you several weeks ago that next meta should be Bitcoin ecosystem, and I told you that with BTC going to all-time high this month, BTC dominance should be surging up. BTC dominance is essentially what is the percentage of capital in the crypto market, what is the percentage that it's in Bitcoin currently, right? BTC dominance is around 60% at this stage. And with me essentially sharing and knowing the fact that BTC should be reaching new all-time high this month, it's kind of obvious that BTC dominance should go up. And we recall the situation from the end of the winter in February, in March as well, that meme coins were doing nicely along with BTC surging up. Altcoins, they were doing nothing. But at a certain point of time, we had a reversal on BTC dominance. Small correction at the time, despite the fact a lot of people thought, and I thought as well, that we should be getting a certain alt season there. You might say we got a certain alt season as we received maybe 3, 4, 5x's on the range of alts from the bottoms, although essentially it was just a pump, to get us after that into 7 months long consolidation, which we seem to be breaking out from quite soon. Coming back to this chart, STX, exactly the same as the chart of meme coins on Solana and meme coins that broke up on Ethereum currently. Total 3, exactly the same chart. Eventually, like we will be here, eventually we will be breaking out, right? It's just crazy. Timing wise, it shows that we should be at this liquidity level around the end of November. It's just a very, very rough estimate based on this chart, and I would say that this movement is a bit too aggressive, right? But my timings for altcoins to start the movement is exactly around middle end of November. But don't get me wrong, like they won't just sit at the current entry points and just do nothing. They will probably slowly just be increasing in price, which means they will be decreasing the appearance, which means that they will be making your entry point worse, right? But you're paying for your entry point with time, right? Because obviously the best time was to enter at August 5th, and range of alts, and essentially a range of alts, they have printed several X's from there. We can check out on our total 3, for example, from the bottom of August 5th to the local high, it printed 31% price action. On Stacks, we can do the same comparison, 89. It's almost a 2x. And Stacks is like, I would say partially it's a lagging altcoin, because obviously if you would compare to things like Sui, for example, it had its breakout. But at the same time, it dumped heavily when essentially the dump happened. Let me put it on the daily for you, and let's just compare Sui chart to total 3 chart as well. Like, these things, they're just crazy. Sui, I think, one of the tokens that got sold heavily, and the main reason for that is because Jump Trading got under investigation and they had to sell a bunch of Sui, right? So you can see this chart as well, right? Stacks, I was sharing you Stacks just now. Stacks is currently here. Sui is a strong out. That's why it outperformed. But most of the good altcoins of this cycle that are essentially moving, they will be outperforming, they will be here. Right? It's even arguable, like if you buy into Sui currently, I would really think on that twice, because you're buying into something that is kind of consolidating around the same range. Probably as a first mover, it will be moving first, but your upside, like you will get to 2x when Sui will be $4. And like these deep buyers, they will already be at a 10x, right? And in things like Stacks, for example, you don't have the thing like this happening. And this is the main thing that I'm talking to you about, that you should be very, very careful with the charts out there currently. You should be buying into bottomed out charts, obviously good projects, because for some reasons, in some cases, project is not moving because it's a bad project and it won't be able to sustain itself and it won't be able to pump. Default case scenario, how to understand this, is if it's an older project of the previous cycles. These things that like they will definitely have a harder time to actually pump, right? This is the comparison of pepe to our altcoins, and pepe is specifically a meme coin on Ethereum, but I would say kind of like it can be the index of the meme coins. All at the same time, it's definitely kind of lagging because range of memes, they already had the breakout, right? So here is May. Let us make it a little bit wider. So the reason I'm essentially comparing the actual pepe with altcoins, because it's a very, very interesting situation. We have to understand when is the time to actually reposition yourself from memes to altcoins. Partially, you might not even want to do that because I do believe that these cycles alts will anyway underperform meme coins. At the same time, maybe some people would want to play out this game on the marketplace as well. And I do believe at a certain point of time, we should be receiving a certain season where altcoins will be outperforming memes. Although I do believe there will still be certain outliers that will just be doing way better than alts at the same time, right? So we can definitely see that chart-wise, level-wise, I would say that pepe is a bit more major at this stage. It's a bit higher in comparison to alts, all it kind of following total free perfectly from this chart point of view. At the same time, you have things like Joe, for example, that is already at a new all-time highs, right? So it had its breakout already. And in comparison to the current chart of total 3, we are here, if we would essentially be comparing this to the chart of Joe right now, right? So this is a very, very important comparison that should be happening currently in your minds. First, look for good projects that have charts like this, that are essentially following this structure, but they did not break out yet, or maybe they are at the edge of the breakout, right? If you want to just track and get like this movement for yourself, right? It's like 2.5x, not bad, right? We size because this thing definitely at this level already had around $20 million market cap. And buy into the assets at this stage, at this level. Alts like total 3 is printing exactly the same chart, 100%. And yeah, with BTC dominance, as mentioned, I do think that BTC Echo, the reason I was showing you Stacks is because it's BTC Echo, and previously Stacks was kind of showing itself on the marketplace as this leverage play on Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin was surging up, Stacks was always surging up as well. This is quite an important thing to understand. Currently Stacks is lagging, but I do not believe it will be falling. I do think that market is still kind of like scared. They don't understand what is happening. At the same time, the potential on BTC, between BTC holders, they still think that the potential is still not exhausted at this stage, because no one essentially expected this price action. No one except me. No one except me on this channel expected this price action. And you're privileged to have known this information since the start of the month, because I was very confident in multiple videos. I was saying we are reaching new BTC all-time high this month. So Bitcoin ecosystem, things like around Stacks and others should be pumping. And I'm still a huge proponent of election meta, just because of the charts. Like these charts, they look very nice. RSI look kind of nice as well. Like it's not oversold, it's not overbought yet, and they're just printing the same thing. It's almost like they're giving you another option to enter. Or it's essentially just a shakeout to get all these unnecessary people that don't believe in this thing, like showing nice things in the marketplace as well. Also, although Trump is essentially a larger coin out there, right? So that might be the fact that people don't want to buy into this like large low cap, because there are older back holders that are just waiting to dump at this stage, right? MAGA got rejection from these levels, right? And we are consolidating around this level. I expect continuation. You can compare. I was just showing the chart of Trump, and I'm showing you the chart of MAGA. Exactly the same chart. I was just showing the chart of Joe that had the breakout as well. Here's the chart of pepe. Chart of pepe is like only right here in comparison, for example, to chart of MAGA, right? Chart of total 3 as well. It's only right here currently in comparison to the chart of MAGA. These are all the same charts. The key is to rotation nicely, and don't be buying into huge green candles. Just buy and hold into this one. Obviously, ideal case scenario is buy at the bottoms of the narrative that you think will be pumping, and just wait, just hold. Holding is what yields you the largest possible results on the marketplace, and we are very close to the point in this market where investors, they will start to heavily outperform traders out there 100%. This would be happening very soon. We just have to wait until BTC dominance will eventually decide to come back. But despite BTC dominance, like a bunch of memes, they ran already on Solana, and they will continue their run moving further as well with the drop in BTC dominance. We actually reached 60.2, and interesting on this chart is that there is no reversal at this stage. Like, it just looks up, it wants to go higher, exactly the same as the chart on Bitcoin, right? And that's why, like, personally, I won't be planning to reposition from meme coins into alts at this stage. I won't be planning to do that. I would plan to stay in my memes at least until mid-end of November. By that time, I would be making a decision, maybe reposition some of my meme profits into alts, but I do understand 100% that probably alts at that stage would already be a bit higher in comparison to where meme coins will be. This is the overview at this stage. If your tokens are not going up, just hold, just wait, and just understand what charts you are buying. If you bought some chart that pumped already, yeah, God bless you, right? Just hold your stuff. You will get rewarded. This is the overview for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay healthy and rich, and I will be seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.